Ahoy there, interlocutors. Toyota wants $310 for this power steering tensioner pulley with hardware, bearing, and then the tensioner adjusting bolt that fits behind it, which is this mechanism right here. So as you tighten that, you're drawing it tighter, tightening the belt, and as you're loosening that, you're loosening the belt. On Toyota Parts Deal, you can buy this assembly for $216, but that still seems outrageous to me. What goes wrong with a tensioner pulley is usually not the pulley itself. I mean, it could happen. You could crack this or break this or something like that. But usually it's the bearing that goes bad. Your ball bearing inside of here goes bad. So you can see the way that this is put together. You've got a nut, a lock washer, a dust shield, and then this right here is a collar that reduces the inner diameter of the bearing down to the size of the bolt. Well, I took that all apart, and as you can see, it's all greasy because the first thing I tried to do is just peel that shield out. This is a shielded bearing, or shielded, sealed, I don't remember. In any case, the codes tell you everything as far as bearing numbers and the what's written after them. But this little plastic thing right here, this is to try and keep the grease in the bearing. So I pried that off, and the plastic's all dry rotted, and it's really bad. And it's cracked and broken. You can see chunks of the plastic are actually missing, and if you look real close, you can see the balls in there. So I tried just jamming some grease in there and then putting it back together, and it quieted it down, but it's not a permanent fix here. It's better to replace this bearing. This shield is destroyed. So this bearing right here is a 6204 2RS, and it's written right on it what it is. This is just an off-the-shelf bearing. You know, it's not a special bearing. It's possible that it could be, but in this case, it's not. They just used the 6204 2RS and stuck it inside this pulley of theirs, and that did the trick for them. That got them what they needed. So rather than replacing this entire assembly for $216, I went and bought a pack of bearings for a whole lot less, and I'm just going to replace just the bearing in here. The first step here is just to remove this retaining snap ring style thing that holds the bearing in place. And now we have to press that bearing out of there. To press this bearing out, I'm just going to use my press. You could use other methods, but that's what I got. Generally speaking, when you press a bearing out, you want to press on the outer race there, that outer metal, but there's no way to get to that with this method. So since this bearing's shot anyway, I'm just going to do it this way. And that pressed out really easily. All right. That came out no problem. So we got our old bearing here, our new bearing here, and our pulley there. And let's see if we can, there we go. 6204 2RS. It is an SKF. And is there a, there it is. Made in Argentina. So it's not like a Nissan or a Toyota bearing. They bought an SKF to put in their cars. And this is a Penguin bearing, 6204 2RS. So this will work. These bearings are fine. Yeah, I mean, you can buy more expensive, better bearings, but this is a very reasonably priced, very competent bearing. I've never had any problems with these Penguin bearings. So we're gonna grease that up, obviously, so that we're not scratching metal against metal as much as possible, and press her into place. So the most important thing when you're pressing in a bearing is you want to apply pressure to the outer race, not the inner race. So I'm just going to use this to get her most of the way in, and then we'll move on to something else that fits a little better to recess it into that pulley. And you want to make sure she goes in nice and straight. That is critical. So I just checked it before, made sure that it was nice and flat in there. And I'm just going to go nice and slow. Make sure it's not hanging up, doing anything strange or weird on me. That's all the further I can go. So we're not there yet. We need to get that recess down in there just like it was before so that we can fit that snap ring in. So now I need to find a socket or a circular piece of pipe there's a redundancy. A piece of pipe that fits in there nicely and allows me to press on that outer race. Found the correct size socket here to get that the rest of the way in. Just took a little bit. Okay, let's get that thing reinstalled on the truck, on the 4Runner. So we got our new bearing in. We just need to put our snap ring in there. Here we go. And then we've got this reducer bushing. Goes in the face of that. Slides on there. Dust shield. Lock washer. Nut. Snap the belt over. Feels pretty good for tension. Lock that down in place. Double check the tension. Yeah, that's good. And that sounds great. It didn't, the only reason it didn't stay running is because the air tubing here isn't connected. So it's not getting metered air. But no more squealing or squeaking. Look at that. I fixed a Toyota with a non-Toyota part and it didn't immediately explode. Anyway, hope that's helpful to somebody. There are alternatives to just buying the part. Sometimes you can actually replace something internally in components if you can figure out, what it is and get a new one.